Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to look at one of my little portulacaria afra lilliput trees. This is one that had a whole different shape to it, but a squirrel decided that he wanted to have it for a snack and started chewing on the trunk, and I'll show some pictures or video up here in the right hand side of what it looked like. And so it pretty much did a trunk chop for me. It took So this is basically a repot of the top of the tree. The squirrel chewed it right at the trunk and pretty much, like I said, trunk chopped it. So I lost the whole root base and decided to replant it because I wasn't going to let the squirrel win. And this is kind of what it ended up as. This is the first time that I've looked at it or tried to style it since I repotted it. But I can tell it's putting on new growth, so it's got some roots on it. But initially this was more of an upright tree and just with a little bend to it. But the way I had to root it, because I wanted to keep all the growth that I had, and it was top heavy, so I put it in this pot and put some rocks around it just to kind of hold it a little bit and anchor it in, because like I said, it was basically a cutting at that point. It didn't have any roots on it, and put it in here, and so it kind of turned into this kind of raft style. And my initial plan was to let it root in and then stand it back up, but somebody left a comment and says, hey, I actually like the raft style better. And now that I've looked at it for a few months as it was growing, it's kind of a unique little design. So I don't disagree with the raft style comment. So today I thought we would just go in here, inspect it. Like I said, it is growing, so I know there's some roots on there. Just don't know how much, and I'm not going to find out today because I'm not going to replant it or repot it or anything. But I am seeing some of this wire that I had on here initially. It looks like it may be starting to bite in there. So one of my plans for today is to take that wire off. And since it's pretty well in here, and this tree's so small, I'm not going to try to unwire or unwind it. I'm just going to snip it and take the wire off that way. So what I do is, see if I can get in here, I just go in and take little snips at the wire. Get in here as close as I can. And I use these Bonsai wire cutters. You don't have to use these. You can use any kind, just even the ones you get it from a hardware store. But these have a rounded point on them, so you can get right in next to the tree and really get in here and trim the wire off without damaging the trunk. So I really like these, and in my videos I usually link some of the tools and supplies that I use just to kind of help anybody along if you can't find anything. So I'll link some of this stuff down below if you want to take a look at it. But just thought I'd mention that. Like I said, you don't have to buy Bonsai wire cutters. You can just use hardware store or hobby store stuff. But bonsai stuff, I mean, it's designed to work on bonsai trees, so it is going to be a little bit better. But if your budget doesn't allow that, because they are a little more expensive than the hobby ones, but they do work a little better. So like I said, I just go in here and snip some of this wire, and then I will take a pair of needle nose pliers and see if I can grab some of that and continue to, may have to bend it just a touch to get it off, and then they come off in little pieces like that. And you can grab this, and if it's still too tight, you can go in and do another snip in the back, but they come off in little rings like that. And some of this is a little tedious and time consuming, but it's kind of what what it takes sometimes. And this should be, these branches should hold because this wire's been on there. Like I said, it was on there on the original design, and it's been on this new raft style design for several months. So I'm sure it's got the branches held. As you can hear, some of that, sometimes when you snip them, the wire just falls off, which is what's happening now. They just come off in little pieces. Yeah, you can see down in here where the wire left a little groove, but not too bad. And sometimes, you know, a lot of people think it's undesirable, but to me, I've done this so long that sometimes I think the little wire scars, as long as it's not too obvious, so like a candy cane stripe all the way up the tree, sometimes here and there, if you've got a wire gouge, it just adds interest to the trunk. So I don't get too stressed out about them. Bonsai isn't supposed to be a stressful hobby. It's supposed to be relaxing, so. This one's a little tougher to get to, but what I'm doing, I'm putting my finger on the back side of that branch so I can put a little forward pressure, and then helps you get in there and get a hold of that. Look, because this is a pretty thin piece of wire there. And this isn't rooted over here, so I can lift it up a little bit. Usually when I take wire off of a tree, I try to make sure I get it all, just so I know that, okay, this tree doesn't have wire on it, so I don't leave part of it and then kind of forget that there's still a little bit of wire on it, and then it completely digs into the trunk. Getting some of the trunk there. This wire's hard to get. There we go. Oh, let's see. Do I have any up here? Nope. Okay. So now let's see what else we got going on. Let's tuck that back in where it was. Go ahead and remove some of these rocks to see if it's standing up on its own, which it should be. I'm just taking some of this little pieces of wire off. And then I use these long tweezers to help clean some of that stuff up too, just to get in here. Sometimes it's easier when you're working on these small trees just to kind of get in here with some tweezers just to. I use these long ones here. I think I'll link these below, but I'm pretty sure these are just kind of multi-purpose, but I think they're really designed to work on aquariums and stuff, to where they're long, where you can dip down into the tank without getting your hand all the way in there. So that's what I use, just really long. And there's some with the angled tip on them too, but like I said, I'll link them down below if you want to take a look. Let's get these rocks out just so I can see what we've got going on. I do like the rocks in there, but maybe these were a little bit too big. But like I said, I had those in there just to anchor the tree in, because it was basically a cutting. So let me go ahead and start pruning some of this now to see what we have left. Take that off. See if I can kind of get something close to some little pads developed here. I don't think I want this hanging off to the side there. Go ahead and take it back to here for now. Let's see what we're left with. This long shoot in the back. Let's go ahead and take that back. This long one here. This one. This pretty long one here. Not too shabby. And I kind of do like the I kind of like the whole raft style vibe it's got going on, because I've got some nice little separation in the pads here already. This little thing off to the right. Let's go ahead and take these back some. Take this back one a little more. Still kind of busy over there, but we'll come back to that here in a sec. This one's just kind of growing down, so we'll go ahead and trim that back. This one going down, take that off. This is long. Yeah, and I really like these lilliput varieties. Just, I mean, when you're working on a small tree, you can still get some nice dense pads just because the leaves are so small. Kind of keeps it all in proportion. Yeah, I'm really liking the way this is shaping up here. I like this negative space in through here. And to further enhance that, those pads, sometimes these leaves that hang down here, I'll just grab them and pinch them off, just to make that bottom even appear flatter. Like I said, you don't need to do that for the health of the tree or anything. It's just kind of see how that just really flatten that out, and all your growths coming out on the top. Do the same thing over here. You can use your scissors like this one here. You can just get in there close, take those off with your scissors, but you can also grab them and pull them off with your thumb and finger. These over here that are pointing down, just take those off. Go ahead and thin this out over here, kind of growing back on itself. Ideally, I'd think I'd want that to come back. Let me take some of these interior ones off here. Maybe that'll help. I just don't want it pointing straight out and covering up some of the trunk, so I could put some wire on that and just kind of move it off to the side, which might be a better option. Yeah, I may end up doing that here. Let me take the top down just a little bit more. Yeah, I like this. So it's kind of like one of those Bob Ross things, you know, we don't make mistakes, we have happy accident. So the squirrel chewing on this tree was kind of a happy accident because it kind of forced the redesign of it. And I do kind of agree with that, whoever left that comment, and thank you for making the comment. I appreciate the interaction on my videos. Just makes it feel more like a community, and you know, we can have a little bit of dialogue and answer questions and help each other out. But yeah, I really like the way this is shaping up for like a little raft style planting. So pretty happy with it. I think as we go, if I could find a different pot, maybe something a little bit longer, or eventually move this over some to where this isn't hanging off the edge. But even at that, it's still not a bad little design. So let's take some of this back. Little sprouts here that are right close to the trunk, we'll take those off. Some of these that are pointing down. But yeah, I think I will put a little wire on that. So let me go grab some wire. Okay, so I've got a little bit of wire here, so let me just kind of roughly measure it out. So I think I could anchor down on this branch, but I don't really think I need to wire it anywhere, but I could anchor it on there anyway. Or I could anchor it up on this branch, but I think down here it'll be less noticeable. So I think I'll anchor it down there and then bring it on up. So this gives me a rough idea. You want it to be about a third longer than what you're trying to wire, because as you wind it around, it takes up more wire. So a little bit longer than I think. Go ahead and trim that off. And some of this wire, you know, you can get it just about anywhere, but I think I ordered my last batch off of Amazon, and it came in a pack with just different sizes. And if you're just getting started and have some smaller trees, it's kind of perfect for that. I'll link that below too. But as you're wiring, if you haven't wired before, here's a little quick. So I anchor it on this branch here. It's a little hard on these portulacaria because you almost have to really brace the branch, like, and then as you're wiring it, you have to hold the branch in place. So, and go ahead and start wiring around the trunk once. And then start wrapping it around. And I wrap it loose on these young portulacaria branches, because you don't need to go really snug against the branch. So here's what the branch looks like now. And then my intent is to get it just to move over this way just a little bit. So that's kind of where we're going with it. And some of this is kind of shooting down where I don't want it. So I'm going to go ahead and prune that a little bit. And that way I've got it off to the side where you can still see the trunk. And we'll let that continue to grow. I'm going to develop this pad over here and still maintaining that negative space there. We got the negative space over here, which is nice. Front to back, everything's shaping up, looking good. Yeah, and I've got this little sprout here, which I may use. I'm just going to leave that for now. Just taking some of these leaves off of here that I let drop. Always like to try to keep the soil clean, just so if there's any critters that are there. They're not able to hide. So when I spray things, they can't crawl underneath there and cause any harm. Yeah, I think really liking the way that's shaping up. So I guess the squirrel needs a little thank you for causing this redesign. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. So I think with that we're just about done. Let's see something down here, part of the trunk. All right, I think that'll just about do it. Pretty happy with the way that thing's shaping up. So we'll just let it continue to grow, and once it's really established, probably even wait till spring. I might try to find a different pot to put it in, but I think it'll be happy in this one for now. So with that, I think we'll end it there. So I'll give you a quick spin around. There's the front, there's the left side, there's the back, right side, and back to the front. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.